Hello and welcome to my assembly about Pride around the world. We're going to look at different countries and how they celebrate Pride. We're going to learn about the meaning of Pride and where the rainbow flag came from. LGBT and Pride. Every year, usually in June or July, there are Pride marches, parades and events all over the world. We're currently celebrating Pride Month in June. These events represent the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and plus community, LGBT plus community. So, what do these letters stand for? LGBT. L stands for lesbian, a woman who is attracted to another woman. G stands for gay, someone who is attracted to a person with the same gender as them. B stands for bisexual, a word to describe someone who is attracted to more than one gender, for example, women finding men and women attractive. And T is for trans, a word used to describe when people who feel the sex that they were given at birth doesn't match the gender they feel themselves to be. For example, someone who is born male may feel that they are a woman. Did you know? Sometimes this is also seen with a plus sign on the end to include any people that don't fit exactly into these areas. What's Pride's purpose? Pride events are an opportunity to celebrate the diversity and gender differences in our world, promoting equal rights for all. There is pride in how far equal rights have come and how LGBT people are viewed in society. Having some pride. Pride was established to raise awareness of LGBT and campaign for the same freedoms for people to live their lives with equal rights to all people. Pride includes all people, regardless of sexuality, race, faith, disability, or gender. Pride history. It seems really hard to believe, but being gay was once illegal in both the UK and the USA. In June 1969, fighting broke out between the police and LGBT plus people in New York City. A year later, the first Pride March took place in Chicago to remember the riots. This event still continues in the city today. Pride marches quickly spread across America and then around the world. An interesting fact for you is that the UK's first Pride March took place in London in 1972. The rainbow flag. The rainbow flag was first used at the San Francisco Pride Parade in America in 1978. Gilbert Baker created the flag for the LGBT community as a symbol of their diversity. He chose the rainbow because we are all the colours and all the genders and all the races. The rainbow is a magical part of nature. On the next slide, you're going to watch a short video that explains how the rainbow flag came about and actually what some of the colours mean on that flag. Enjoy. Pride around the world. Pride is celebrated in over 60 countries around the world. We're going to have a look at the map to discover where some of these events take place every year and some of the special things that happen in different places around the world. The first place we're going to look at is London in the UK. A large parade takes place in London with smaller Pride events taking place across the country, such as Manchester Pride, Birmingham Pride and Brighton Pride. I've shown two pictures here, one of me at London Pride and celebrating at London Pride, and the other celebrating at Brighton Pride. Obviously, as we are very close to Brighton, we're really lucky that we can have the opportunity to go down to these Pride events and these festivals and enjoy those. Unfortunately, this year, with everything that's gone on, quite a lot of these have had to be cancelled, but I'm sure that will mean that next year they will be an even more fantastic event. Moving on to Madrid in Spain. World Pride in Madrid is one of the biggest and most popular Pride events in the whole of Europe. The parade is attended by up to 1.5 million people every year. The street parties at Plaza Chueca can attract 300,000 people. Next is Amsterdam in the Netherlands. One of the highlights of the Pride Festival is the parade, which travels on the canal. It's one of the only, I think it is the only Pride Festival that happens on boats, and each of the boats is a different float with different communities of people. Again, a few years ago, I was really lucky to be involved in this event and go and see all of the amazing floats that they had. And one really incredible thing, which I've put in one of the pictures, was one of the guys who had like a jetpack on. He was in a full suit and then a jetpack on that meant he could then launch up and fly up along the canal. And as you can see in the picture, there's kind of little jets of water that he was moving on, and he was doing the loops and flips and wiggling all the way along the canals along with all of the other Pride boats, which was amazing. Very, very cool, and very lucky that they are the only country probably that can do that with all of their canals. Cologne in Germany is our next stop. Cologne Pride parades along the Old Town for the whole weekend and then parades through the inner city. New York, USA. People walk in the annual New York City LGBT Pride March, which is one of the oldest and largest in the world. There are many other events which take place across the whole of America. As you can see, they are very colourful. Next stop is Sao Paulo, Brazil. In 2017, this was the best attended Pride parade in the world. As you can see from the picture, there's a beautiful Pride flag and lots of people there. Montreal in Canada is another place where they have Pride parades. Pride parade and festival, with events also taking place in Toronto, Ottawa and Vancouver across the whole of Canada. Going down under to Sydney, Australia, the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras is the biggest Pride event to take place in the whole of Australia. We've seen lots of pictures of different places and Pride parades from around the world. Here are a few more. You've got Rome, Italy, and you can see that the Pride bus goes right past the Colosseum. You've got Dublin in Ireland with those beautiful love balloons. You've got Mexico City in Mexico and Chicago in the USA. These are nowhere near as many as there are around the world, just a few to show you. I'm now going to talk to you about a few inspirational LGBT people. The first that I'm going to talk to you about is Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was a playwright, novelist, poet and writer. He was known for his flamboyant style and marvellous wit. He was one of the most successful playwrights in Victorian London. He won accolades for his work, including The Importance of Being Earnest and The Picture of Dorian Gray, which made him a celebrity of his time. Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox is an actor and LGBT advocate. She is an identical twin brother and was raised in Alabama by her mother and grandmother. Laverne was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award in the acting category and is the first transgendered woman to be nominated since 1990. Laverne has won many awards for her activism. She is considered a pioneer for the trans community, and she is the first transgendered woman to be featured on the cover of Time magazine. She is also the first trans woman to have a waxwork in Madame Tussauds. She often speaks publicly about the increased risks that trans people face for issues like unemployment and violence. RuPaul. RuPaul Andre Charles is an American drag queen and is thought to be the most successful drag queen of all time. He is an actor, model, singer, songwriter, television personality and author. He has produced and hosted the reality show RuPaul's Drag Race, for which he has received 3 Primetime Emmy Awards. RuPaul became internationally famous with his single Supermodel, You Better Work, in 1993. The following year, he became a spokesperson for MAC Cosmetics, making him the first drag queen to be signed to a major cosmetic campaign. RuPaul makes television appearances both in and out of drag. He is the first drag queen to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and has been awarded a Vito Russo Award for work in promoting equality in the LGBT community. Tom Daley. Tom Daley is a British diver. His events in the 10-metre platform and he competes in synchronised and team events. He was the world champion for diving in 2009 and 2017. He has created a YouTube channel that features vlogs and fitness videos. It was through this medium that in 2013 he announced that he was in a relationship with a man. He won the title of Independent Influencer Award at the British LGBT Awards in 2017. Tom is a patron of the LGBT charity Switchboard, which is a telephone helpline providing help and information. He is also the only person to have ever won the BBC Young Sports Personality of the Year award more than once, winning the award in 2007, 2009 and 2010. Tom married his husband Dustin in 2017. The following year they announced the birth of their son. Nicola Adams. Nicola Adams is a British professional boxer, and in 2001 she was the first female boxer to ever represent England. At the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, she won a gold medal and became the first woman to win an Olympic boxing title. She is also the 2016 Olympic gold medalist in the women's flyweight division. Nicola is openly bisexual and was named the most influential LGBT person in Britain in 2012. In 2018, she made history by being the first ever boxer to be recreated as a Barbie doll in honour of International Women's Day. She is also the president of a sporting initiative called Us Girls, which aims to increase young women's participation in sport and physical activity within disadvantaged communities. So, what can we do now to make a change and to make a difference? Well, we can find out more about LGBT plus celebrities. We can find out more about what life is like for LGBT plus communities. We can read poems, plays and stories written by members of the LGBT plus community. We can think about how everyone is special in their own way. We can talk about it with others. We can know that the LGBT plus community is part of the whole community and people with whom you will meet, socialise and work with. You can find out more about how the different laws affect LGBT plus communities differently compared with other communities that you may know. We can be accepting of everyone's differences. We can support our friends and we can be who you want to be, whoever you want to be. So that's the end of the main part of our assembly, but what I have got is a little game for you afterwards to have a go at as well. So how do we play the game? What you're going to do is you're going to get a whiteboard and pen and you are going to read the words and write them down. Then what you're going to do is you're going to look at the letters in the words and see how many new words you can make from them. And then you're going to write this new list of words down. Remember, you can only use a letter the same number of times it appears in the word. So you can only use each letter once. And then what we'll do at the end is we'll see who has got the longest word that they've recreated and who has got the most amount of words out of the one word. Okay, so there are lots of words that you can make from the word respect. So what I'm going to ask you to do is you now write down the word respect and then you've got 10 seconds to write down as many different words that you can think of that you can make from the word respect. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pens down, and we're going to have a look at some of the words that you could have come up with. So here we go, give it a tick if you have got any of these words. Well done to those of you that managed to get any of those. That's quite tricky. The next word you have got is diversity. So write down that word, and what I want you to do is, starting now, I want you to try and think of as many different words as you can make from that word being diversity. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to try and think of as many words as you possibly can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so with this word, there are lots of smaller words that you could have come up with. So give yourself a tick for any of those. These are some of the largest words you can make up on the screen. So if you've got any of those, I think I'd give yourself an extra point. Well done. And we're going to finish with the word relationships. So if you write that word down now and start writing as many words as you can from that one word, relationships. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to count down in a moment, but how many different words can you make from that word relationships? I bet there are lots that you can do, as this is quite a long word. I can see there's definitely at least two words that make up this word, relationships. So have a think. Right, we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. So the largest answers you could make are on the screen. I'd be very impressed if you got any of those words. So give yourself maybe an extra 3 points if you got any of those words on the screen, because I'd be very impressed with that, that they are the largest words. But give yourself a tick for any of the words that you come up with that you could have created from the word relationships. To finish, I'd like to read Julian is a Mermaid by Jessica Love. The blurb is, the day Julian sees 3 mesmerising women dressed up as mermaids, everything changes. All he can think of becoming is a mermaid himself. But what will his Nana think? This is a boy called Julian, and this is his Nana, and those are some mermaids. Julian loves mermaids. Let's go, honey, this is our stop. Oh, goodness. Nana, did you see the mermaids? I saw them, honey. Nana, I am also a mermaid. I'm going to take a bath. You be good. Oh, come here, honey. For me, Nana. For you, Julian. Where are we going? You'll see, says Nana. Mermaids, whispers Julian. Like you, honey. Let's join them. And they do.